Okay, so what we're wanting to do is, if you look down, we want this one to be, the calf section to be parallel to the thigh section and about offset the thickness or width of your upright. So really, our midpoint should be right about there. We might fudge that a little bit. Just see where that would be on our jig. So put that in here. I'm gonna be, well, let's turn it, I wanna go that way, so we're gonna turn it this way. Third point is right there. So I'm gonna fudge and I'm gonna bring it right below the joint head so we don't end up having problems with popping our joint head off. So here we go. Straight down. So it looks like we need to go just a little farther on this one. Now, if you're concerned about it possibly breaking, we can move that middle point. So this is where it would be normally, right there. We're gonna move it down just a fraction of an inch, and we're gonna be now contouring just below the point we just did. So it's probably close there. Let's look down. Looks like we could go just a hair more. Parallel. Looks like it's parallel. That was our medial joint. We're going to do the same on our lateral joint. So put our lateral joint together. Just below the joint head. Oops, that's going to be backwards. So we want to be contouring it anterior. So I'm pushing down. Slight, a little bit more. So again, we're going to take it off center, the hair, drop it down. That should do it. Looks parallel to me. So now for the tricky part. This is how we do our offset for the, we're starting to do our edge bend to create our tibial rotation, our, what is it, transmalleolar angle. We need to allow for that in our uprights. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to extend our ankle joint axis. And you can extend it either direction, wherever you have the paper to do it. I'm going to extend it out laterally because I have extra paper on that side. We're going to do both the ankle axis and the knee axis. Okay, then we are going to take our upright, and this can be, should be our medial one. Can be either one or both. And we're going to put the knee axis on the knee. Keep this relatively square. We're going to trace that. Okay. Cut. And for that, we're going to go back to our foot tracing. So your foot tracing has been reversed. So we're going to fold this up. Now, we're going to go back not to our right angle, but we're going to go back to what our floor crease was. So the green line here was our floor crease, and our black line was our right angle. So we're going to ignore the black one. We're going to go with the green one, the long green one here, and that's going to tell us a couple things. We're going to end up taking the measurement. The measurement of this angle. You can either measure the angle of these to this, or we can take the distance from here to here and the distance from here to here, plus the thickness of your counter of your shoe will be where your ankle joint axis needs to be. So we're going to go back to our measurement sheet, and we're going. Did I bring my measurement sheet? A couple things with this. We're going to use this tracing to determine our toe out, toe in. And so we go to the medial border of the foot. So since we don't have to measure it, we have it marked because we had them in the corrected position. I'm going to the heel and to the base, the head of the first, and this is gonna be where our shoe's gonna line up. Okay, so that shows us that we are internally rotated from the knee joint axis, which is parallel to the back of the calf section. So just for our record, we are 10 degrees of internal rotation. Okay? But what we're looking for right now is this distance from here to the green and here to the green. And so and the difference between those two is what we want to know. So if we have that, did I give you back your tape measure? Yeah. I'll put that out. We go to the medial malleolus, and from the medial malleolus to the back is 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters from here to here. And from the lateral to the line is 4.8. So the difference between those two is 4.8?
8 minus, 8 minus 1.
3.
No.
No, 3.2?
Yeah. Babe, sorry.
3.2.
That's awkward.
So yeah, 8 minus 4. So 8 centimeters minus 4.8 centimeters equals 3.2 centimeters. That's the amount of offset that our joint needs to be. So we're going to go back to our joint. So this is going to be our lateral, and our medial is going to be 3.2 anterior, because the medial malleolus is always anterior to our lateral. So 3.2 right there. So 3.2, this is 3.2 centimeters, and this is going to be different for every individual. We're going to make a right angle drawing up from there. Okay. Now we need our ankle joints. On the lateral, we'll go ahead and trace that. And we're centering it right on our joint, ankle joint center. So this is our lateral. And our medial, this was our anterior measured from the anterior, right? So this is going to be our medial, and line it up centered perfectly, and we're going to trace it. Okay. So we can take our upright and draw two parallel lines. So that's the picture of our upright going into our ankle joint. Okay, and we're going to mark up 5 centimeters. Was it 5 centimeters from? We want it to be let's see, it was 5 centimeters from here. Let's see. Yeah. So if we look at where our joint center is and where the end of our upright would be, we're going to go 5 centimeters up from that point, and that's going to be our contour point for our upright to contour it back. And then let's also bring one more line across, which is going to be our distal calf band, because we don't want to bend our upright proximal to this line. So anywhere in here, we can do the edge bend anterior. So if we say 3 centimeters, just be arbitrary, goes 3 centimeters below, put it right there. So now we can connect this line here, where our 5 centimeter mark was, to our 3 centimeter mark. And that is where we do our contouring. Bring our upright into that. Draw the other side of the upright. So we are going to contour our medial lower upright. Let's see, is this the medial one? That was the medial one. So let's lay it out. Here's our medial upright. We're going to first contour going anterior at this point, bend it at that point, bend it back at that point, posterior offset the other direction, and that means that our two joints will be parallel in the vertical axis. So now we can go do our edge bend. Lay this in, we're going to be contouring this. The anterior is going to be the most proximal one. So here we go. Let's wait and see where our drawing is. Oh, and where are we? We're a little bit too far. See, we're that much too. This is all parallel up here. So I'm going to need to straighten that out just a hair. That looks pretty good. Same degree back here. Close to our drawing. Okay, it's ready to go.